Verbal pauses. Some people call verbal pauses word fillers, discourse markers, or pause fillers. A verbal pause is any meaningless sound, word, or phrase used while communicating. For example, and so, um, er, and are all verbal pauses. If you listen to native speakers speak in English, you'll hear such words spread throughout their ordinary speech patterns. They rarely appear in written works unless it's quoting a person or a character in a story. Using verbal pauses on occasion is not a problem. They can indicate that you're collecting your thoughts before continuing. Unfortunately, when they are used repeatedly, they interfere with effective communication. It's not good to use these filler words. We tend to use them more frequently when we rush to speak without thinking. When asked a question, we often want to respond quickly. We often start speaking before we really know what to say. As our brains are trying to formulate our thoughts into words, we tend to fill our silences with these words. This is done to avoid awkward pauses. It's best to pause a moment and then continue speaking instead of saying and uh. Unfortunately, these verbal pauses can actually get in the way of communicating what we want to say. It can be difficult to understand a person's message. It's a challenge to find the meaning from the stream of sounds in between. It's advised to speak a little slower and pause when it's necessary. But don't worry, if you find yourself using filler words sometimes, well, everyone uses them from time to time. Just keep in mind that they can stop your listeners from really understanding what you're trying to say, and they may even stop listening altogether. If you're using filler words too often, there are steps you can take to stop from using them. First, listen for them when you're speaking. You can record yourself answering different questions or practicing your speech. Be purposeful about what you're trying to say. Make eye contact with your listeners and don't be afraid to pause to gather your thoughts. Don't feel pressured to respond to a question too quickly. If you're giving a presentation at school, practice it until you know it by heart. Be prepared. Think about what you want to say, then say it. With enough practice, though, this is a habit you can kick to the curb.
Review. Fuel, snail, seed, defy, bear, field, stare, skirt, thief, gruel, trial, meet, roost, away, ledge, mere, deny, grace, quiet, fence, paint, quail, dried, share, snore, whist, niece, spare, judge, braid, yeast, poem, value, growl, crawl, scowl, goose, giant, maud, argue, groan, moist, yawn, swore, drawl, mirth, coach, raisin, squirt, oyster, annoy, boiler, strain, choice, swoon, broom, gaudy, priest, gleans, squaw, sneeze, whisk, quake, rescue, truant, poison, prince, renew, crouch, sprout, dredge, crease, flower, motion, greedy, chance, charm, bridge, mound, believe, supply, nation, notion, squeak, shower, lawyer, plunge, square, employ, comply, quench, awning, stream, mildew, sheaves.
For more stories, or if you'd like to learn more vocabulary words, check out these videos. Thanks for watching.